Hello, it's my Eurovision 2021 Top 39 countdown, place 32. It's Poland, RAFAŁ, The Ride. Welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. Please do click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell, and do like, share, and comment below. So this was a tricky one to place, and we'll go into a bit of that in shortly. But just to kind of sum up where Poland came from in their selection this year. So last year they had a small national final, and Alicia was the winner, and with her song Empires. I wasn't that fond of the song, but she had a really good voice and very young, and I had lots of expectation that she might be back for Poland. We heard very, very little from Poland, from the broadcaster all through the Eurovision season, and they really did leave it really late before they eventually did announce what was going on. And there was to be no return for Alicia this year, no further national final. There was another internal selection, and RAFAŁ was announced as the act for Poland. Now, RAFAŁ is a bit of a TV personality in Poland. He has actually got some singing background. He participated in Poland's version of The Voice about 10 years ago, but he's more recently known for presenting on television, and in particular he was a co-host of the Junior Eurovision Song Contest 2020 that was held or hosted by Poland. So he's quite well known. What he's like as singing it remains to be seen, because all we've seen so far is the music video, and the song "The Ride" is very much kind of it's very 80s feeling. It's the sort of song that I would like, the sort of kind of genre that I like. It's interesting enough, it's got an all Swedish production in terms of composers and lyricists. All of them are Swedish, and I think it's about the only country. I think it's the only country where all of the production, all of the composers and lyricists are from another country, without it being a mix of countries or anything, aside from home countries having all of their own people doing it. So, but it feels a little flat, I have to say. I do enjoy it, but only to a point. It doesn't really go up, down, peak, and trough. It just sort of continues. And so it doesn't perhaps kind of really come to life in that way. And obviously with no live performance to go on at the moment, it's quite difficult to say how that will translate to the stage. It's quite very heavily auto-tuned. Now the second aspect that I want to talk about is a little bit political, and so I shall tread carefully. But suffice to say, Poland, like Hungary as well, in the past few years, some various institutions of the country have become increasingly under the sway or pro-government or pro-ruling party, things like the judiciary, but also the media as well. And it's something that those countries have come under quite a lot of criticism from various bodies and other countries. And Poland's TV main broadcaster TVP, who organised their Eurovision entry, has significantly come under kind of the state's wing, and it's really quite pro-government or pro-ruling party, and there's various different studies to show just how pro that is. Now RAFAŁ himself is high up in that station. He is known to be, I suppose, to be favoured by the ruling party, and so I think there was quite a lot of unhappiness or discontent. I think when it was heard that he was perhaps not necessarily surprised when he was announced, because of that close association that he has with the ruling party. That in itself has led to an enormous number of dislikes on the official video. It's the biggest ratio of dislikes to likes. And I think that might say what will happen in the contest, because Poland can do better, or can do quite well, when the Polish diaspora gets behind it. And certainly on the current evidence, the Polish diaspora is not behind this. So I think it will struggle to pick up perhaps as many points as it might have otherwise done. I also am really doubtful about what RAFAŁ's live performance is going to be like. Obviously, they have a little bit of an advantage. They have kind of pre-recorded vocals now, but the live vocal still has to be the main live vocal. So all of this put together, I think, puts Poland in a bit of a difficult position, I think, to qualify this year. But let's see what turns up onto the stage on Rotterdam.